Hello guys and welcome to another video. I'm pretty sure that for months now the world has been pestering you with ads about back to school on TV and the radio. Every time you walk into a supermarket, back to school is just splattered everywhere. And I'm sure by the time that this comes out, and especially in the US, everyone has already started school, both high school, middle school, lower school, college, and people in England as well. But people in Spain start a little bit later, and people doing their master's degree especially start in October. So I still have a little bit more time of freedom. But for those of you who have already started, I just wanted to do this tag in order to ease you back into the school year and into the reading year, because school and personal reading can go hand in hand. So without further ado, I'll leave the original creator and their video linked down below, and let's just get on with it, shall we? So the first prompt is fresh new outfit. Pick a book with the best dressed characters in it. And this one was pretty easy for me, and that is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. Honestly, I think this is the perfect back to school read because it's super easy, and once you're done with it, you get to watch the masterpiece that is To All the Boys 1 on Netflix. That movie will forever be one of my favorite movies of all time. It just gives me all the warm feelings. So does this book. If you don't know, it follows this girl named Laura Jean who has been writing love letters every time she has a crush, just to get through it. And one day her little sister, who is a turd, she just sends them all out, and then insanity and hilarity ensues from there. Some way or another she ends up fake dating one of the school jocks that she was childhood friends with. So just even talking about this book is making me feel so good. I actually did a review of the third movie, and I baked some of Laura Jean's famous cake batter cookies, so you can go check that out. I had a lot of fun making that video. But anyhow, let's get on with the next prompt. Prompt number 2 is New Lab Partner. So that's a new sci-fi book I want to read, and I believe it's in November this year. Aurora's End is coming out, and I am so excited. It's the third book in the Aurora Cycle trilogy, and I have really loved the other 2 books. It basically follows a found family of 6 teenagers who end up having to work together in order to save this girl, Aurora, who has found out that she's been asleep for, I think it was 200 or 600 years, one of those, so for a long time, and all her families and relatives and everyone she knew is dead. So she needs to find out why she was the only sole survivor of her ship, and the other 5 characters, who are also misfits, of course, help her out. And I love the found family aspect of it, and it really gives me all the good feels. It's probably one of my favorite sci-fis of all time. If someone dies in that last book, I'm dying right along with them. Because the ending of Aurora burning was so crazy, you guys. I still haven't wrapped my head around it, and it's already been a year. Prompt number 3 is favorite teacher, and for this one I had to pick a book with a great mentor. And honestly, it was super hard for me because mostly I read YA, and if you know YA, you know that every single parental figure is dead or dies throughout the series. So it's all basically, it follows the teens. The teens are very independent and they don't need mentors because they're either dead or will die pretty soon in order to further their character arc. So it was hard. So I ended up choosing The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins because obviously Haymitch is literally a mentor to them. So I thought this was the best choice. He's not the best role model, but a mentor he is, and he is very good at that. I also think this is a pretty good book for the start of the year because everyone probably knows it by now, so it's just a quick reread just to get all the comfort feels, and in order to feel more comfortable, because it's always nice to have something that you know to fall back on when you're starting a new year, especially if you're at a new school or something. Maybe you don't want to venture out and read something that is new. You just want to go back to something that is nostalgic and that you know you'll love. So that's probably The Hunger Games for a lot of people. Yeah, my copy is pretty banged up because it's been with me through a lot. So yeah, I would definitely reread this at the start of the year. And Haymitch, wonderful mentor. Prompt number 4 is new supplies, and that is, what are your new favorite writing/reading accessories? Yeah, that's what it is. And I don't have any writing accessories, I guess my computer. But reading wise, I think a clockwork reader who is a booktuber that I have followed for so long and that I really like, she is putting out a reading journal, I think that's what it's called, and it's a journal that is specially designed for you to be able to keep track of like your reading journey throughout the whole year, so you can write all the books you've read, your reading goals, all your thoughts and stuff like that. So I'm thinking I might get it once it comes out, if they do shipping to Spain. So I'm really looking forward to that. It looked so pretty. Look at the cover. Look at the cover. And she designed it herself. So I'm really looking forward to that. Having a reading journal, I feel like it's also going to be really helpful for me when I start this new year, because doing my master's degree and also having to do YouTube, well, I don't have to do it, but I want to keep doing YouTube this year. It'll be like a good way to keep track of all of my thoughts. So I'm really looking forward to that. Number 5 is old friends. And for this one, I have to pick a book that I want to reread, or what is my favorite friendship in literature. And for a book I want to reread, can I say basically all of them? I really want to reread The Mortal Instruments and all of like the Shadowhunter books, but there's like 100 of them, so it's a very daunting task. I don't think I'm gonna have time to do it right now. I also really wanted to reread the Root and Lunar Chronicles. Obviously, I really like those books and I want to revisit them because I feel like I don't remember anything from them. And in regards to my favorite friendship in literature, you know, I always forget about my favorites, but right now I'm thinking the Crows are probably like one of my favorite friendships of all time. Just like the whole team, like the 6 of them, but in particular Jasper and Inej and Nina, I love them so much. Their friendships are iconic and beautiful and so wholesome, and I love them so much with my whole heart. And I wish Lee Bardugo would put out 6 of Crows 3, so fingers crossed that will happen in the future. Prompt number 6 is ready for sweater weather, and for this one I have to pick a book that features cold weather, and for this one I chose Loveless by Alice Oseman because I'm basic and I will never stop recommending people this book. Basically, I don't know if it features cold weather, but it's England and it's the start of a school year, so I'm pretty sure it would get cold pretty quickly. So I'm gonna say yes, this one counts, and I just want to talk about it. This book follows Georgia, who doesn't know it yet, but is aro-ace, which means she's aromantic and asexual. And for those of you who don't know, because I know there's a lot of people who don't know the difference, aromantic is when you don't feel romantic attraction, but you still feel sexual attraction, and asexual is when you feel romantic attraction, but you just don't feel sexual attraction towards anyone in particular. So she's always felt like she was weird because she's never had a crush on anyone or felt like emotionally more than platonic feelings towards someone. So when she goes to her new university, she does her first year at college, she meets a new friend there, and their goal is to find someone for her to kiss by the end of that year. So you can imagine what happens. And it's really good. It has a lot of representation, a lot of diversity, and yeah, just read it. It's the start of the school year for her, and it's the start of the school year for everyone else. So I feel like this is the perfect book to pick up right now, because if you feel lonely, if you feel like you don't fit in and you can't take it, this is the perfect book because she feels all of those things and more. Prompt number 7 is open house, and for this one, pick a book that made a memorable, good or bad first impression. And for this one, I chose Only Mostly Devastated by Sophie Gonzalez. And yeah, I will not shut up about this book either. So this one is more like, oh my god, this one's also start of the year because it starts right after summer vacation, and it made a really good impression on me because I came into this thinking that I bought it, but I wasn't gonna like it that much because it was just like a retelling of Grease, but with 2 male leads instead of a girl and a guy. And I was like, I don't know, it might be just like another cheesy contemporary that doesn't have a lot of stuff to it, you know? But it does. It made me so happy. It made me laugh out loud many times. And yeah, they're starting the school year, we're starting the school year, so maybe this is another great one. And it has a very cool friend group and very cool friendship dynamics besides the main couple, who I also love. So perfect book to pick up right now. I think I'm doing very good with this tag for like books to read while you're starting the school year. Next prompt is prompt number 8. Here's 8. Okay, prompt number 8. And this one is too early for this. And for this one, I have to pick a book that I would get out of bed for. And I didn't necessarily pick a book. I chose a manga. Our Ride by, where are you? By Iyosaki Saka. Iyosaki Saka. Okay, perfect. This book follows a girl who recently changed schools to go to high school, and she feels like because she's too girly, she didn't really fit in her old school, and she stopped having friends because all of her friends turned against her because the boys were paying more attention to her, you know, the usual. So in order to fit in at that school, at her new school, she changes her personality, she becomes more boyish, and she doesn't care about her appearance, or at least, you know, she makes people think that so she can get friends, and she gets friends, but then she meets her old middle school crush, and he's like, you weren't like this at all. And the next year, she's like, wow, maybe I should be myself. And then she starts finding friends that actually like her for who she is, and romance and friendship ensue from there, and I love this. This is also perfect for the start of the school year, obviously, because she is going through all of the struggles that we go through every time we start a school year, especially every time we go to like a new school. I've been through this so many times, guys. I've been through 3 schools in 3 years, and I've changed schools so many times. Honestly, I can say that I hate it every single time. I hate starting a new school, and it's giving me anxiety just thinking about starting this new school year. But this girl represents so many of the feelings that I've had having to start a new school and having to make new friends. Just putting yourself out there can be really scary. So I think if you have trouble with that, or if you can just relate to those struggles, I think you would really love this. Also, this has like one of the best OTPs ever, so everyone should pick this up. Prompt number 9 is, the textbook cost how much? And for this one, I have to pick a book that I spent way too much money on. And for me, it would be probably one of those, the illustrated Percy Jackson book, or the Greek heroes and the Greek gods. Honestly, that doesn't have anything to do with school year, but yeah, I think those are the books that I spent more money on. And finally, we have prompt number 10, which is pick the best school in literature that you would want to attend. Obviously, I would say Camp Half-Blood, but that's obviously a camp, not a school. So that leaves me, honestly, with just one choice. We all know what's coming, okay? Like, Potterheads, calm down. It's obviously Hogwarts. Who would not like to attend a magical school for witchcraft and wizardry? So obviously it's Hogwarts. Who doesn't want to attend Hogwarts? Like, do I even have to give a reason? Also, before I go, please follow me on Instagram. Here's my Instagram handle, because from now on, I think I'm gonna do all the surveys, the polls, and the asking you questions there instead of my community tab, because I think a lot of you can't see it. So go follow me there. I post a lot of great stuff, and I will as soon as more of you guys follow me there. So please go follow me. Please leave a like if you like this video, and leave a comment down below telling me if you liked any of my recommendations and how the school year is going for you if you've already started it. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click that bell button so you get notifications every time I post a new video. I post videos quite frequently on this channel, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye!